All right, let's get started. This is going to be a long video. It's going to be me droning on for probably almost 30 minutes. We've got a lot of records to show and a couple CDs. Some things have not come in yet. They've been on pre-order, they've been delayed, they're coming internationally, etc., etc. So, this is my favorite black metal albums of 2023. It is the first week of December, and I already know the first comment I'm going to get is, "Why are you posting this now? December is still happening. There's still records that are going to be released." And guess what, bucko? I've heard most of them already. I went through the Metal Archives and I checked out the release schedule. Did not see anything on there that I was appealed to. And I've listened to a lot of the promos of stuff that's coming out this month, and they just didn't really click with me. So apologies on that. This is going to be my list. I always have to do this disclaimer every year. It's so fucking stupid. My list, not yours. If there's something on here that I don't have that you want me to check out, put it in the comments, but don't chastise me for not having it on my list. Y'all are just fucking stupid if you do that. I didn't listen to everything this year. Black metal was not a genre that I took a lot of time to listen to this year. For whatever reason, it just kind of was a hit or miss thing for me, unfortunately. That is not how it's been in the past, but this year just wasn't my number one priority for listening. So I know there's a lot of things on here that a lot of people are going to call out that I don't have, and that's probably because I hadn't listened to it yet, or it just didn't click with me yet. And I can probably name like 10 of those albums off the top of my head right now. Number one is Demon Sea, that just came out on Dark Descent Records. I listened to it 3 times, and it's just not, I'm not a fan of it. It didn't click with me. I didn't really have anything with it that I enjoyed, so that's why it's not on here. I know that's going to get called out. So let's go ahead and get started. Today I have a nice craft cherry 7-Up soda that I'm going to be drinking while I record this video because I'm going to be talking a lot. It was made by the 7-Up company off in the land of Texas. I hope you enjoy this craft soda that you'll be seeing me drinking. And cheers. I don't drink a whole lot of soda, but for some reason that sounded so goddamn good, so I grabbed it out of the refrigerator today. Let's get started. So we've got a lot of stuff here. This is in absolutely no order whatsoever. I'm not ranking these. Everything will be in the description. And for the sake of my sanity, I am not going to edit anything out of this video because it's going to be long. I'm showing off a lot of things. So if you're wondering what the album title is, what the album name, all of those things, where you can go listen to it, in the description. Every single thing that I'm showing off. So don't worry. I got you covered there. Past videos I've done, I've put up the title and shit like that in the video. I am not doing that. I'm too burnt out with all the videos and editing that I've been doing lately. So I'm sorry, this is just your bare bones recording that you're getting. No special treatment here for me. All right, so the first thing is band that I fully credit Explosive Action Simon for being the reason why I listened to this band, and that is Aara with Triade III Nyx. This is their 3rd album in their trilogy that they have out right now, atmospheric black metal. Incredibly high-pitched screaming that is absolutely fantastic. There's so many things about this album that I absolutely love. I fell in love with it, and I went back and I bought the other ones. This has been my favorite one so far in the trilogy, but I think I need to spend more time with the other 2, but so far, since this is the first one I heard, I loved it, so there you go. Deborah Morty Productions, it's not hard to find. You can definitely get this at Indie Merch or even their website, so there's the first one. All right, the next one is another atmospheric black metal band, similar in the same vein of high-pitched screaming and depressiveness, and that is Afsky with a name that I cannot pronounce, and I'm not going to try and butcher it. I love this band. Awesome album. This has been one of my favorite black metal albums to come out this year. I've listened to it probably one of the most that I've listened to this year. For a while there, it was my morning record. I was putting it on every morning, getting my day started, drinking my coffee, and listening to this very depressive sounding black metal album. But I really love this band. I think this is their best album to date, and they're fantastic. This is out on Vendetta Records. This can also be attained pretty easily in the US. There's a lot of people that have this in their distro and stuff. So check it out if you have not heard it yet. Fantastic album. I love that album. Next up, underrated album. I don't think it's gotten enough attention and praise as it should have, and that is Profanatica with Crux Simplex. I know you're thinking, black metal? Yeah, they're black metal. There's definitely death metal elements into this album that they've incorporated, but I'm considering them a black metal band still to this day. They are legends, and I'm putting it in my black metal list, so fantastic stuff. I don't think I need to talk any more about this band. This is on Season of Mist, Underground Activists. Pick it up. It is so good. They are continuously making awesome records, and just it's pulverizing and definitely worthy of your ears for sure. Next one is a band that I butcher the name because my German is awful. Minenwerfer, which I think this is called Feuerwalze is how you say that. This came out very early in the year. This is one of the first black metal releases I listened to. Admittedly, didn't ever talk about it on this channel, which is an atrocity. Out on Osmos Productions, very, very good, sonically assaulting to the ears, and definitely has that atmospheric sound to it as well. There's a trend here, you're noticing that? So awesome stuff. Check this out as well. Another one that I've talked about several times on my channel already, and that is Helleruin with his second full-length, Devil's Death and Dark Arts. I can never remember the name of this damn album name. Out on New Era Productions. I think this is better than the first album, War Upon Man. He's kind of dropped some of that raw black metal sound. It's definitely still present, but it's not nearly as raw. And I think the production sounds a little bit better on this, and just better songwriting as a whole. Very, very good. I love this album, so check it out. I have a YouTube link in the description. I think his Bandcamp got removed, and I'm not too sure why or what the deal is with that. But definitely listen to this and check it out. There's also vinyls and tapes and stuff too. I have everything, but I just chose to show the CD today since I hadn't yet. All right, what's next? All right, here we go. This one, I deemed this as one of my favorite albums as soon as it came out earlier this year, and that's Hellripper. Warlocks, Grim, and Withered Hags. So you're probably like, that's speed metal. Yep, it's black and speed metal, so it's going in the black metal video. This stands on its own, though. I think it could be its own video, and I should have definitely... Did I make a video on this? I can't remember. But I love this album. It is so good. It has been one of my favorite albums to come out this year. I've talked about it several times. I know I've talked about it several times on here. I have it on every format. I just got the CD in, so I'm showing it off. And this is on Peaceville. You can get this in the US. Peaceville has a US shop now. You can get it just about anywhere. His last release, James McBain, who is an incredible musician, was hard to get for a while there. The international shipping was awful, but now that Peaceville has them, they're easy to snag. So definitely don't let that deter you. It's more accessible now. So fantastic. Such a good album. Like, this is pretty much a top 10 album for me this year. I've listened to it a ton, and I really hope I get to see him live someday because he's just an incredible musician. Okay. Let's see here. I've got records all over the goddamn place. I pulled all of the death metal and grindcore too. That video is coming soon, but that's not going to be for a while because there's a lot in that one. Next is a release that just came out on Bind Rune Recordings. Fairly new. I love this album. I've never heard this band until now. Exulansis with Overtures of Uprising. This is like a raw, atmospheric black metal band. It's got violins, but it's got a little bit more raw sound. Very, very emotional album. It is so good. I've been listening to this a ton ever since I got it. And you should definitely check it out if you're looking for a new band to listen to. So that was Bind Rune Recordings, who also is Marty from Heavy Metallurgy's label that he runs. So yeah, awesome stuff. Check this out. Again, new band for me, so I was happy when I found that. All right, so we are moving along here. We're going to be talking about some triggering black metal band now. Everybody gives me shit for liking this band, but you know what I say to that? Go fuck yourself. And that is Wayfarer with American Gothic. Yeah, I still like their previous album a little bit better, or a little bit more, I should say, than this one. But this one is still pretty damn good. It borderlines black metal here, if I'm going to be honest with you. I just threw it into this, but this is definitely not your traditional black metal sound. It's got that Western stuff going on there. But it's really good. I think it's a good follow-up to their last album. They're making out good music, so... This is on Profound Lore Records, and I don't give a shit what you say. I like this band. A lot of people knock them. They give me a hard time for liking them. Y'all are weird that bothers you so much. Okay, the next one, I don't have the release yet. I did order it. It is coming. It's on its way. It's been taking a little bit of a while to get here, and that is the new Kommodus album, Wreath of Bleeding Snowfall. So Kommodus is a band that is very, I would say... not something that you would like out of the gate. It definitely took some time for me to get used to his sound, especially since I'm pretty much listen to death metal most of my day. So it's a little bit more raw black metal, especially in his older releases. But this newer release is really good. It's very unique. It's not your standard raw black metal. He incorporates a lot of just interesting vocal styles. He's a phenomenal guitar player. So it's definitely an awesome album, and I love the album cover and the logo, and I've been seeing people wearing the shirt in YouTube videos, and I'm like, I need to get that. So hopefully I'll have that soon. But check that out. I haven't talked about it on this channel yet. I was waiting for the physical release to get in. It's coming. That was out on Go to Warx. Now, I did not attempt to try and get it when it first came out because Go to Warx can be kind of a pain in the ass to get their titles. But upon further investigation, it looks like this is only out on CD and tape, and they haven't pressed vinyl yet. At least that's from what I've noticed. So the CD is relatively easy to get. So after realizing that, I finally ordered it. So it should be here soon, within the next week or two, but it's a very, very good album. Next is another Bind Rune Recordings released this year. Thanks to Marty, who sent this to me. Was not familiar with this band and never heard them before, and that is Eave with Fervor. This is pretty much post-black metal, atmospheric black metal. Very emotional again, kind of a somber, sad album, but just very, very good. I've listened to this a ton. Again, new band for me. Really, really enjoy this release, and you should definitely check it out if you're looking for a newer black metal band with that post-black metal sound. I need a drink. Oh yeah, I'm going to be shit-faced later. Okay, where am I at now? All right. Where are we at? 13 minutes? Not bad. I'm trucking through this. The next one is None with Inevitable on Hypnotic Dirge Records. So None is like a depressive, suicidal black metal band, I guess. I think that's what they've been tagged as. They came out with this album. I saw so many people talking about it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And I've never really gravitated towards that type of black metal before. It's been something I kind of just thought was dumb, to be honest with you. But I finally took a listen to this a couple of months ago, and it really, really tugged at my heartstrings there. I really enjoyed it, and I've been listening to it a lot lately, especially on days where I am not in the mood for death metal or grindcore or anything like that, and I just want to listen to something really depressing and sad. That happens. I do that from time to time, and this album has been one that I've pulled a lot digitally. I don't own it physically. I need to purchase it. It's in the wish list. There's a lot of things that I have not been able to get this year. So much shit came out, so that is one that I need to pick up. It is very good. I know they have a huge fan base. A lot of people love them. And now I'm going back and listening to past out records too. So another one is that I don't have yet, but I am going to order it. This kind of fell under my radar a little bit, and that is Taake. I can never say the name properly, with Hav Av Avstand. This needs no introduction. If you're a fan of black metal, you know Taake or Toke. I can never say it right. awesome album. I'm a huge fan. I have all of his other albums. I've shown him off on here 100 times. Really didn't reinvent the wheel here, but still created a really good album. I have barely seen anybody talking about it this year, but check it out. Yeah, I mean, it's what you would expect from him. It's good stuff. All right, now we are, what I'm saying, getting to the cream of the crop here. It's probably, if you would make me rank these albums, these would be my top 2, 4, 6, my top 8 albums. My top 8 black metal albums. I've listened to these probably the most. I've talked about them probably the most, with the exception of one that I have, or two that I have not shown off on here yet, because one just came out like a week ago. But yeah, so the first one is, and y'all already know, I don't even have to say anything. I've talked about this album so goddamn much. Blut aus Nord, Disharmonium Nahab. This is the second album in the Disharmonium series, Deborah Morty Productions. So I still to this day cannot explain why I love this album so much. It is very frightening, it's nightmarish, it's chaotic, it's very hard to digest, especially for somebody who, if you were new to the band and this is the album that you choose to listen to first, you might be turned off, I'm not going to lie. I've always been a very big fan of this band. I've always worshipped the first like 3 albums that they've released. Their middle discography, enjoy. I own a couple of them, but I honestly can say I don't listen to them a whole lot. But these last 2 albums that they've released, I've played a ton, and I don't understand fully why, because it's not something that it's a harsh listen, I'll be honest with you. But there's some sort of catharsis that happens when I put this on, and I really, really love this album. For a while there, I considered it to be like my album of the year, because I listened to it so much and was just so gravitated towards it. But then so much stuff came out after this. But I would say this is definitely a top tier album of my, of the year. One of my all-time favorites to come out, and I'm excited for what's next in this series. So yeah, again, it's not an easy listen. So if you're new to the band, if you've never listened to them for some reason, I would not start with this album, because it's a lot different. It's that H.P. Lovecraftian story that they're mimicking, or they pretty much have created a soundtrack for. But it's so good. Okay, I was gonna wait to just do this last because people really fucking hate this band, but I don't, so I don't care. I actually don't know. Do you hate this band or another band that I'm about to show? We'll see. And that is Blackbraid 2. I've been an avid Blackbraid fan on here. I've not shied away from it. I saw them twice in concert this year. This album is very good. And I listen to it still a lot since it's come out, and his first album too. I know the controversy that's been going on with this band in regards to it being like a PR plant, which is just so comically funny because it's black metal, and commercial black metal, calling it commercial black metal. And then there's that whole drama with the festival and the drunkenness and the fight and whatever else. But all of that aside, I've ignored all of that. And for what it's worth, I think it's really good music. I've seen people shit on it and say it's mid and it's not that good. And everybody has their opinions on music. You hear things differently, and that's totally fine. I honestly don't give a shit. If you don't like it, it doesn't bother me in any way. You're not going to offend me. But you should not be offended because I like it. And that is the general consensus, is that I offend people because I like this album. It's just ridiculous. So I love this album. I will die on this hill. I think it's good. So there you go. Got that rant out of the way. Can't wait to get the troll comments after that. All right. So the next one is definitely another one. Like I said, I've been listening to a ton this year. I'm saying it's black metal, and that is Mizmor with Proziak or Prozac. Proziak? How do you say that word? It's a wonder. His most personal album that he admitted to writing. It's not reinventing the wheel here. It's probably a little bit more standard of the music that he's ever written, but it's got more of that black metal sound into here. There is still a little bit of the noise aspect to it, less sludge and drone that he has done in previous albums, and it's definitely more black metal, like I said. Fantastic album. I clicked with this immediately. There's a lot of personal connection that I have with this album, with the lyrical content that he writes. There's a lot of things that I related to what's happened in my life, and I think that that's why I've clicked with this album so much. This is also out on Profound Lore, another Profound Lore this year. Having a great year. Check this out if you haven't, and I really, really hope I can see this live. I hope, come to Florida. If you're watching this, come to Florida, please. It's awesome. I love this album. And damn, this vinyl is so nice. If you have it, you know it is really nicely pressed. It's got a nice Stoughton jacket and all the goodies that you get with a nice vinyl pressing. Okay. All right, the next one is not here. I didn't pull it. Well, fuck. Okay, well, the next one is Moonlight Sorcery with Horned Lord of the Thorned Castle. Horned Lord of the Thorned Castle. That's hard to say. Yeah, this is power black metal. I did a whole video on it. I think it's fantastic debut album from these guys, the Finnish black metal band. Their last two EPs were also very good, but I really, really enjoy this album. The guitar riffs are so fun. It's a little bit cheesy in the vein of the power metal that I don't typically, go towards and when it comes to music. But all around, I've loved this album. I think it's great. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. I don't know why I didn't pull it though, but I'll pop a picture of the album up there. Okay, the next one is probably another one that's gonna, make people angry just because of who the band is. Have not shown this off yet, but I will. That's Uada. Yeah, you guys, man, I've gotten so much hate for liking this band. Holy shit. When I first started my channel, this was one of the first black metal bands that I ever talked about. And the trolls that I got in my comments and the hate, you all really fucking hate this band. So anyway, what is this called again? Some name that I can't say. Crepuscule Natura. Anyway, I like this album a lot. I saw that there was some sort of delay with the vinyl shipping and stuff like that. I hadn't bought it yet, and then I saw Blast Beat Vinyl got it in stock, so I snagged it. So thank you for that. I was able to get it pretty quick, but I know a lot of people are still waiting on their pre-orders. Who put this out again? Eisenwald. Yeah, so Eisenwald, it's kind of tough to get their presses in the US. It's pretty expensive. So, but yeah, I really love this band. I know a lot of people knock them and they say that they're just a Magua ripoff and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, this US black metal band has always been one of my, favorite modern bands in extreme metal. I just like their style of music. I don't know what to tell you. I don't consider myself a black metal connoisseur whatsoever, so that's probably why. And, one of the troll comments that I got was, well, what do you expect from a fucking commercial death metal fan? Which, hey, call me what you want. I don't give a shit. I'm still going to show the music and still talk about it. So I love this album. It's not my favorite of theirs, but it's definitely really good. I do prefer their last couple of albums that they've written, but I think that they're writing consistently good music, and that's a plus for me. I think a few more listens, fully digested. It hasn't been out for very long. And again, I just got this record, but I've listened to it several times digitally up until now. But I'm excited to finally have the physical copy. So throw the hate. Come on. I know what's coming. I had Wayfarer, I had Uada, and I had Blackbraid on here. Jesus Christ, I'm giving people a heart attack. The next one is another one that I don't own in physical media. It is really expensive to get. I'm hoping I can get it soon. It's on Northern Silence Productions, and that is Faidra with Militant, Penitent, and Triumphant. I need to take a drink. Throat's getting dry. Okay. Yeah, atmospheric black metal band. A lot of synths, very, very good. I don't like this album more than their previous release, but I do really like this album. It has been one that I've been listening to a lot. Hoping that I can get the record soon. Need another drink now. Okay, there we go. It's getting a little tickle in my throat. I don't understand why that happens. Anyway, but yeah, I'm hoping that somebody in the US will get it, because I don't want to spend $32 for shipping. It's kind of insane for one record. But it is a really good album. I do like this band. I think it's a one-man band, by the way. He does everything. And just like the overall synths and organs and stuff like that they put in their music is really good. It's atmospheric. What else can I say? I've said atmospheric 1,000 times on this video today. So and the next one is another one that I don't have yet. They are not shipping the stuff until January, but it is pre-ordered, and that is the new Varathron album, The Crimson Temple. Now, this just came out about a week ago. I've had the promo for a while now. This is out on Agonia Records. If you're in the US, you can pre-order it through Indie Merch, FYI. And after listening to it several times in the promo, I've deemed this to be one of my favorite albums of the year. This was a surprise. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. Black metal is a stretch here. I put it in the black metal video, but there's not a whole lot of black metal on this album. It is very much, yeah. But I'm going to put it here just because everybody knows them as a black metal band, and you know, a lot of their earlier albums have more of the black metal sound. But fantastic album. This is going to be my next review on the Heavy Metallurgy channel, so I'll save the rest for what I have to say about that for that video. But a pleasant surprise. Did not expect to like that album so much. It rips. It's so good. It's so catchy. It's so fun. Again, there's an asterisk there with the black metal, though. So, okay. We have reached the end here. The final one. And I saved this one for last. Well, actually, I'll show off one other one, but this is, I've already deemed this my album of the year across the board as a whole, and that is Panopticon's The Rime of Memory. This is also Bindrune recording, so hey, Bindrune, you had a lot of releases on my year-end list this year. I fucking love this album. As soon as I heard it a while ago, I knew this was going to be my album of the year. I'm going to show it in my death metal video too, because not everybody's going to watch this video and say the same exact thing. This is probably my album of the year for black metal, and as a whole, I do have a favorite death metal album too, but in terms of, like, if I had to say what my album of the year is, it's definitely this one. Austin is an incredible writer. He gets me. I guess that's the best way to explain it. I did a whole video on this. I've talked this to death. I'm to the point now where I'm almost exhausted because I've talked it to death. To the point where I'm avoiding people's reviews because I just don't want to see the negativity around it. I've got a little bit of an emotional connection to this album. I'm not going to lie. So I love this album so much. It is atmospheric black metal, but there's so much more to it. The one thing about this album that I've called out, and I've actually talked to him on social media, is the violins and the strings on here. Fantastic. It adds a layer to this music that I absolutely love. And just all in all, I cannot say enough good things about this. And yeah, I think I'm going to be done talking about it now. People are probably getting really sick of me talking about it. So there we go. If you had to ask me what my favorite black metal album is, it's going to be Panopticon's new album. So there you go. That is my 2023 year-end list. I know I forgot things. I know I left things off that people are going to call out, like I said in the beginning. Put them in the comments. Say, hey, Melanie, check this out. Because next year I'm going to be, these are the things I missed that I like. I'm going to definitely record that. But before I go, a lot of EPs came out this year. I chose to keep them off this list, but there is one that I want to call out that was probably my favorite EP to come out this year, and that is the new Winter Spells. What is this? Winds of Eternity. Again, more atmospheric, frosty black metal here. But I really like this album. It's on Banner of Blood. I've listened to this a ton, so I had to at least shout this out and throw this in there. But there have been several other EPs that have come out this year that I've really enjoyed, but I'm choosing not to do the EP's video yet. I will get to it eventually, but for now I'm just going to do the full length. So that is all that I have. The death metal slash grindcore slash other metal genres, mostly death metal, video is coming. That one's going to be a bit longer. I have a lot more titles for that one, and I'm still waiting on a couple of things I have been a pre-order that are coming this week. So I wanted to wait to get that to show it off. So yeah, if you're waiting on that, it's coming. I'm going to choose to put that off for a few more weeks and put it more towards the end of the year. Because, yeah. Also, I think Varathron could probably go in that video too, so I might just throw it in there just to talk about it, because it's not really black metal and it's not really death metal. It's kind of just a mix of a lot of things. So anyway, that is all that I have. As far as black metal showing for this video, it is done. This is my last black metal video of the year. I will come back in January and start up the series of whatever this is. But again, like I said, let me know in the comments things that I missed that I should listen to. And even tell me your favorite black metal album of the year. So all good things, keep positive. And yeah, I'm expecting hate for the whatever, but it happens. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next one.